We're rolling. Timer starts now. Mark. Hi, I'm Ford.
And I'm Sky. And these are not our real names. These are our superhero names, and with our powers combined, we formed the writing partnership L. Skyford. Welcome to Booklandia.
Today, we're going to review a book, most likely a romance. But before we get much further, did you know you can watch our faces do this episode by subscribing to us on Twitch at L. Skyford or YouTube at L.Skyford? You should really do it. We give good face.
And sometimes there's a dog bomb at Ford's house.
This is true. For our other socials, you can follow us on Twitter at SkyfordL, on Instagram at L.Skyford. And if you're interested in our book, blog, or even more book reviews, head over to our website, lskyford.com.
Lastly, this and every episode are chock full of oversharing and spoilers, and every episode is rated E for explicit. You have been warned. I have no idea why the little sign that says Sky just kept going away unprompted. So, hi.
Hi. Look at all these extra faces.
Indeed. And cheers to extra faces. Wait, hold on.
Salute. Salute.
Yes, so welcome to tonight's episode.
Definitely tonight.
It will
get Booklandia late night.
Booklandia. Definitely after dark. Today we are talking again about Take a Hint, Dani Brown by Talia Hibbert, which was the book we reviewed in our very first episode. And we're doing it with whatever it is you're currently doing. Ford, take it away.
We're doing it with our spouses. So I'm stroking the beard of my lovely spouse, Finnegan Murphy, who is also the host of the RPG Concierge.
Yes.
Hello.
Welcome back. Thanks for coming back.
Glad to be back. Of course.
We did not agree on whether or not beard stroking was acceptable behavior. I'm sorry.
I mean, I'm probably not going to say no.
Okay, very good. Well then, there we go. There we go. This is not weird at all. Do you want to introduce yourself?
I'm Adam. I'm here.
and we are glad for it. So what we decided to do for this episode as a complete cycle of us with Talia Hibbert and Booklandia's first season is we decided to
would we call it bookending?
Oh,
bad.
Wow. I feel like you guys have a different energy than we do right now, and I'm not sure how to catch up, but we'll work on it.
It's way past my bedtime. It's like 9:30 and I'm ready for bed.
Understood. So it's punch drunk. You are just really punch drunk.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. So what I was saying is that for the bookending of Booklandia's first season, we decided to ask our spouses to read Take a Hint, Dani Brown, and then ask them the exact same questions that we asked each other in episode 1 and see if we got similar results or different results. What the results would be. Very scientific. But before we get into that, I want to ask some general questions, and then I want to do a recap of Dani Brown. And I also have the cover.
Excellent.
Do you want to start with the questions?
Absolutely. All right. Gentlemen, have you ever read
Father, can you hear me?
Papa, can you hear me? Oh, we're going to get sued for this, aren't we?
That's there for the
Not
music.
if it's a sincere question.
Oh, fair point.
The answer is yes, I can hear you.
I have some comments, and they're extremely inappropriate.
My name's Wall. That's between y'all.
Oh, shit. This is crazy. All right. Have you ever read a romance before reading Dani Brown with us for us?
Yes.
Ooh. Tell me
Do
more.
go on.
So
Please elaborate.
my ex-wife was very big into romance novels, most of them Laura Roberts and her other name, which I can't remember.
J.G. Robb.
That's the one. And my godparent was a romance writer until she passed away. Unfortunately, I can't remember her name, which makes me a horrible, horrible person. I feel really bad about that.
Wow.
I know.
They aren't a blood relative, so
I will still always feel bad about that. I just can't remember the name that she used to write under.
Right, you know her actual name, right?
Yes, but that doesn't
Okay,
correlate
great.
to.
Yeah.
No, of course
I'm
not.
sorry.
Yeah.
Did you think that I didn't know her actual name? Wow. I'm just gonna sit
I
here
mean,
and
that
drink
would
more.
also mean that you're a bad person.
It would. So
No,
yes,
man.
I have read J.D. Robb, which was lighter on the romance in comparison to the Nora Roberts stuff. It's
Sure.
still pretty
Sure.
bad.
Pretty smoochy.
Yeah. Not a fan.
Yeah.
I wasn't a fan,
All right.
but I tried.
All
I
right.
gave it the college, best.
The college best.
So that's
I'm
Cliff
not
Notes,
using-
really.
Right. Yes.
I'm fairly new to the romance genre. So I've read books that have like romantic subplots and things like that. But I have never like sat down to read a romance novel.
So this was your romance cherry?
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
Sorry, dear.
And I gotta say, it was
Yeah.
it was charming and gentle.
Oh.
What more could you ask for?
Your cherry was popped in a romantic way. It's like soft and gentle way. Okay. All right.
That feels
Excellent.
nice to be included in that adventure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean,
I
it
feel like
sounded...
I'm gonna make Sky really uncomfortable most of this episode.
That's kind of the secret goal. Should we start a drinking game?
Well, I need more beer if we're gonna do that.
Yeah, I just emptied mine, so.
Oh no! Should we take our first break?
Oh my gosh! Already, I'm underprepared. Okay.
Wait. So I had a thought and I've lost it. So let's continue on.
So the questions that we've lined up really presuppose that you have not read romance before, so that's boo on us. But what was your expectation? So I'm gonna just skip to what was your expectation of Dani Brown when we first pitched it to you guys?
I mean, I can dive right in here. Because I edit the episodes, I had a lot of knowledge going into reading it. And I was still expecting, like, I was a little bit surprised by how few sex scenes are in it, for how, like, much praise and how often you guys go back to talk about the Brown Sister series and things like that. There were like 2, maybe 3 sex scenes in it. And it's yeah, and it was just like, that was not the quantity that I was expecting.
Excellent. This is an excellent point. So I, as many people know, really just want to read erotica, which is basically pornography. I just want to read pornography. So
you can. There's like whole websites for that.
I mean,
yes, so many.
I am very excited about the Katie Roberts Krampus porn we're about to read. I won't stop talking about it ever until I read it. And then it will probably shock the pants right off me. So job well done. Yeah, I think the balance is in the story. Like, Dani Brown has a very solid story that is supported by the sex scenes, and the sex scenes don't take fucking forever to get there. It's not like a slow burn. It's halfway point. It's pretty consistent. So, Adam.
I don't know what I was expecting, to be honest. I didn't think that you guys were going to throw us straight into the deep end of, some, gimp with a leather ball or anything like that. But
Sure.
I would like to say that, yes, in comparison to some of the trash that I read before, this was a little better. It was, yeah, sure, there's going to be times when you have to come up with 50 words for penis. That's to be expected. But it wasn't as explicit, I think is the best way to put it, by comparison to some of the other ones that I read. So I enjoyed it from that perspective, and that there was sex scenes, great, but it didn't. I think the story still drove along without it. So I guess I don't know what I was expecting.
Spitball question, unscripted question. We're already going off script. That's right. Did y'all find the sex scene stimulating?
That's in the did you make you want to get naked?
Oh, okay. Well, save it.
Have to get there.
This is a scripted question then. Okay.
It sure is. It's later. It is.
I want to know now.
You got to warm up to that. You got to really get to the naked pants.
So we have to get to the 50% mark of this episode. Is what.
There you go. That's exactly where we're going to talk about it. So I do have to re-rack back to the part where you referred to some books as trash, and I have to take it back. We are a no judgment podcast. There are some books that we like better than others, so we are judgy about books, but I feel like the amount of...
I am not being judgmental, I am making a judgment.
So I feel like the amount of explicit content is not what we judge it on. But we do judge a book based on the number of euphemisms you come up with for the work area and the tools of the trade.
You mean his club?
Area. Right. When the club gets to the area, well, I do put it down.
This makes me uncomfortable in the workplace.
Is it a workplace romance?
It is a workplace romance.
Oh my god. I also want to say that I'm pretty sure Sky has told me that she is a Nora Roberts fan. Am I thinking of somebody else?
Giving you the I don't know face.
It's not Nora Roberts. Then it's one of those other sort of classic romance writers. I'll think about it.
I know a lot of the titles for both Nora Roberts and Danielle Steele, but not because I've read them, because I've shelved them at the library. But I don't think I'm your Nora Roberts person you're thinking of.
It must be that other person I do a podcast.
News to me.
I don't have time. Ain't nobody got time for that.
It's Lola's favorite author.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay. Great. Can I put us back on track?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm mothering the entire adventure, but that's my job.
We need one.
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
We need a house mother?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, so I want to recap, or I want to have you guys recap what Dani Brown is about. This is a very old copy that I have not reread since we wrote it a year ago now. So would either one of you like to do a cold read of the Dani Brown 30-second recap?
I will default to Adam if you would like to, because I was on an episode before and have had to read one already. I would happily read this one if you would like me to. I'm just saying this is your opportunity.
I'm sure I'll swing at this one. Let's see.
Wait. So don't start yet. There's a timer. You do have to make it in the time of the timer, or attempt to. All right, and we count you in. Man. Okay, you ready? All right, 3, 2, 1.
Dani needs to finish her PhD. She also needs to get the cobwebs out of her vagina, so she prays to the goddess for help. What she wasn't expecting was a former rugby player reading romance novels, carrying her out of the building like it's on fire, but it's only a drill. He's looking for happily ever after, but will settle for now for the accidental fake relationship he stumbles into with Dani. She doesn't think that she has time to be more than just friends with benefits. However, I'm losing my voice. I'm much better at doing this when I just have to give my own opinion.
Timed opinions, go.
Timed opinions.
I'm good at those.
Amazing. So, co-workers, work workplace romance.
Mhm.
This arm movement is not great. Don't look at it. It's horrendous.
Great.
He reads romance novels. He feeds her granola bars. She's busy. She's just like killing it at her job. But he kind of, carries her around and is manly and buff.
Enjoy
that's
this
her.
cover
Yeah.
that covers up half of our faces. There's only so much real estate on the screen. So
This
there you go. This is, and for those of you who can't see this because you're not watching, it says "Take a hint, Dani Brown" in big letters on a yellow background, and then there is a very tall gentleman with a beard holding in his arms a PhD candidate with pink hair.
You know, the stereotypical PhD candidate
Yeah.
that you imagine.
Just
upon that
imagine,
description.
yes, please imagine a PhD candidate
Everyone I think has pink hair.
who is a curvy black
Yeah.
woman with pink hair. How about that?
Yeah.
Okay, there it is.
Perfect.
You paused for so long, and I was like, it felt like a train wreck, and then PhD candidate came out.
It was wonderful.
So a train wreck. Excellent. Well done, me. So this book originally came out at the end of June in 2020. So right when we needed it, I feel like. Hard, yep. I think there's a different cover for the UK release. I can't remember, but this is the cover that we read. It's the second in the Brown Sisters series. So this is the middle one, and each one of them has to do with one of the three Brown sisters, and all three of them are wonderful, and you do not have to start at any one of them in particular. You get to meet all three sisters in all three books.
I mean, do y'all agree? We threw you in.
Oh, yeah.
It's good on its own.
Yeah, if y'all hadn't told me that this was the second, I wouldn't have known.
Cool. Confirmed.
All right. Well then, excellent. Okay. So the first question is the question I posed. Dani and Zephyr. Oh, I just remembered that our comment when we originally did this is that we never said his name in the 30-second recap. The name of the male main character is Zephyr. So Dani and Zephyr start as a fake viral relationship. What are your thoughts on fake relationships in real life?
Oh, they go so well. Just so well. I mean, what are we looking for? What's
the goal answer here?
Well, there's something interesting about a fake relationship, right? If both parties are in on the fact that it's fake, there's a little bit of freedom that you get there. That like there's not the same amount of pressure that you would have in, say, starting a relationship in other more traditional terms. But like if you're starting a fake relationship, then there's a whole lot more freedom to just out with it, talk about stuff, and not really worry about that kind of thing. Like not worry about how you're presenting yourself, not worry about saying the right thing or trying to do the right thing or any of those kinds of things. So like I can see how it would remove some pressure from the initial stages of a dating relationship. But for long term, I don't know, I feel like it's got to turn a corner at some point. Otherwise you're you're asking for trouble, I suppose.
I mean, a fake relationship does imply lying to other people, lying to your friends, lying to your family, though. Like that's a morally ambiguous shenanigans.
It is, but I love shenanigans.
That's true.
I mean,
wait, are we in a fake relationship?
Surprise!
It was fake to me the whole time.
Whoa.
This diamond is fake.
It's been 14 years of a joke.
That is a long con of a joke right there.
Very long con.
A marriage and joint bank accounts and buying a house. All of that.
All of that is pretend. Well,
you were in on it, though. This was just a joke for Jim.
Oh, for a roommate. Great. Excellent. We can keep this up for a little
All right.
longer then. Now that I'm in on it.
Perfect.
Bring
I
the car.
I think that's an interesting point that you bring up. I didn't really kind of consider it as both people are in on it. It takes the social construct off of it, which
Yeah.
I think in a lot of ways, as being fairly awkward myself, I can identify with the fact that it probably is a good idea to ease into things like that. But by and large, I think you're right. Also, that if it doesn't turn a corner at some point, you're just lying to everyone for no reason other than just to lie and
Yeah.
have shenanigans, which apparently some people enjoy.
We're going to talk about these later.
Oh, you know about my shenanigan proclivities.
Oh, jeez. Danny and Zafir start a fake relationship after they are videoed and it goes viral. This question sounds familiar, I know. What do you think about the power of the internet and social media?
I mean, it sways elections is the first thing that comes to mind. So
this is now a political podcast.
So
new hashtags,
I guess,
yay.
So without diving into that, it's fine. Whatever. You just I think the problem with social media is that everybody takes everything as the truth, even though everybody knows that almost all of it's bullshit. So there's some sort of weird mental disconnect there where it's unless it's a post that your friend is putting out there or something like that, it's probably filtered through a ton of algorithms and is just either BS or somehow designed to make you say, yeah, see, I was right. So in that case, in that regard, not great. But also, I can still stay in touch with my friends that I knew when I was growing up and college buddies and schedule events and things like that through social media. So it's a bit of everything. It's terrible and useful.
So you would never start a fake relationship because of something on the internet? Because you went viral?
No, I think that's a great way to start a relationship, right? Because it's already
more
so when you're
shenanigans.
talking about pranks, if this turns into a pranking podcast, you guys let me know.
Okay.
But when it comes to pranks, if you've already got some momentum heading in before you've even started putting any work in there, take advantage of that. That's awesome.
Adam.
The internet is frighteningly powerful, especially right now. It's and I use frighteningly because of the political nature of watching it sway elections, watching everything that's happening, and the fact that in an instant people can be famous and then in the next instant they're going to jail for whatever it is that has come out instantly. The speed at which the social media moves right now we've never had this much of an instant contact with anything. We've had 24-hour news, and that moved up the news cycle, and they were they're moving things along faster, but the speed at which social media moves is just frighteningly fast. So the fact that in the book, which I know is not supposed to be like a year or two, they give you a little synopsis at the end, sure, but it's not supposed to be over the course of a year. It's frightening how quick that their relationship goes from up here to immediately back down. So it's the speed at which social media moves is just terrifying.
Hashtag Dr. Rugby.
Oh, I've completely forgotten that that's the hashtag.
Yeah.
Well done, you.
So clever.
It's so clever.
Puns.
I do have to say that I think that there is a certain... I'm totally going to call all of us old. We are old in social media terms. And I do think that there's a greater influence on people who have always had social media in their lives, as opposed to us who have all come to social media as it is developed. So we've seen, MySpace and Friendster and Facebook when it was only accessible to a particular group of people, or Twitter when it was only for the coders. And so I think that there's a difference between how we interpret information that is delivered in social media and how people who have always had it in their lives do. And
I had like unofficial social media training in high school, and my social studies teacher taught us about first person, second person, and third person stories and how you can believe like someone's direct story, but after that you have to begin to place doubt on someone telling someone else's story, or someone telling the some story they heard. Nicki Minaj's cousin's brother's friend in Trinidad. Like, too many
Huge balls because of the vaccine.
But like, there's a lot of layers of doubt you need to apply, and I think that's something that we've our generation, our old age, has given us the opportunity to learn. I don't know. I was taught it, so I'm very happy that I had that class.
yeah, that's amazing. I had none of that, but I'm assuming that children as young as 7 have that training now, because I know they do. Because I've heard the speeches about it.
Do your children give you TED Talks about internet rules and regulations? Excellent.
How to be a good digital citizen. Yes.
Yes, we've had that TED Talk.
I want this. Give this to me. This is our next guest episode. Is your children.
All right, we'll talk about it. We'll see what can be happening.
Excellent. Finn, you want to ask your question?
Sure.
Oh.
Talia did a really good job in creating a scenario where people who work together can date without it being creepy, because nobody in this situation has any power over the other person. He's a security guard. She's a PhD candidate. She teaches some courses. He makes sure that there's no shenanigans in the hallway. Shenanigans. It's the theme, I guess.
Your enemy.
Sorry about it, Talia Hibbert. The theme of your book is shenanigans.
I feel like she might be okay with that.
Yeah. So ethically speaking, this situation's all good, but there's other reasons why people might not want to date a coworker. So what do you think about dating the people that you work with? In the
I mean,
so
it's terrible. You should never.
We've definitely not done that to each other.
Never.
Nope.
How dare you make your assumption as well?
10 out of 10 would recommend don't look in this particular closet ever.
Whatever you do, you just got to make sure that you don't change yourself. So if you're used to making fun of the lighting department because you're the sound department, you got to kind of keep that up. You can't stop.
Sure. Yeah.
Facades. Keep your facades.
The facades are there. Oh yeah.
Interesting. So if this turns into how to date someone in the workplace podcast, we'll come to y'all.
I think we're good for that.
Would recommend. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Great. What are my opinions on this? Like, it's hard for me to imagine it because I'm in a management position almost all the time, and that's not okay. That's where things get weird and gray area-y.
Back to workplaces and tools.
Back to your workplace areas with your clubs. And but like after we got together, we had worked on projects before, and at the time I don't think it was something we wanted to do again. I think we can do it now.
Sure. I just want to clarify, you don't want to work on a project together, because the "it" in the sentence was really ambiguous.
Yes.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Thank you. I'll have to listen to that in playback. I did not hear it. I've gone ears blind to workplace areas.
Yes.
Ears blind.
No. Okay. I said what I said.
All right.
My earballs.
Earballs.
Amazing. I don't know. What do you think about dating someone in the workplace?
I feel like that can get pretty messy. It's something certainly you need to be very adult about when you get into it, of like, look, we're going to give this a shot, and if it doesn't work out, here's how I would likely like, you know what I mean? You have to be an adult about it. And I think that it's something that you, at least for me, it's something that I'll use I statements. If I were to ever be in a situation where that was happening, I would need to know how to end things if that happened, which feels like a really tough way to start a relationship. If you're already thinking about how would the breakup look and how do we manage that. But I think you'd still probably have to have that talk at some point of like, we're going to give this a shot, and if it doesn't work out, I still need to be able to come here and trust that we're going to be able to work as a team.
I feel like you are not a hopeless enough romantic for this scenario. Firstly, you're never going to break up. And secondly, when you break up, it's going to be very dramatic. And then you're going to storm off. And then you're going to carry a ream of paper with you. And you're going to do one of these on the way out. Obviously.
Yeah.
Right? So like all drama, all the time is how it goes.
That is the message that I've been learning from you specifically throughout this entire podcast. Is you're tired of all these reasonable, responsible adult conversations, and you just want people to yell and scream at each other.
Wait, no, that is the inverse of what I yell about in every episode.
Yes.
I just want to see someone try to throw a ream of paper in the air and it work perfectly, because that is 100% not how that's going to work.
Like a full ream of 500 pages, and you throw them up and most of them stick together and just come down with a loud thud on the ground behind you.
Exactly.
I feel like that might be confusing, but also really impactful.
Bang! Like a phone book falling on the ground.
Exactly. I do think Dani and Zafir have the benefit of working in a large work environment where if when the breakup happens, like there's some ambiguity, and then also the odds of them taking their work home to each other is a little harder because it's so different that talking about work at like, hey, how's your day is not, oh my God, that meeting was interminable. Like it's a little further removed. So those are I had thoughts.
That's great.
Thank you.
Okay, so sticking with conversations about the professional life, is it possible outside of fiction to have a successful love life and a successful professional life at the same time?
Can you have it all?
Yes.
I mean,
we do. Yeah.
There we go. There we go.
I mean, I'd like to say I hope so, because.
Well, one of the conversations in the book is about the fact that she doesn't have a successful love life because she spends all of her time elevating her career. And there's definitely something to be said for sometimes not taking the most meaningful career step to allow for a relationship growth or vice versa. And that, like, that's one of the points, right? Is that she's so focused on getting her career off the ground that she doesn't have time, I put that in air quotes, for her love life. And that's where that question stems from, is whether or not it's possible to sort of to elevate both at the same time, or if you have to like pick your garden.
I think that there's always going to be a trade-off back and forth. And if you're if the relationship is healthy, then you can do that without risking the relationship, right? Like, I know that there are times when I'm going to be very busy and traveling, and of course that's not the best thing in the world for our love life, but it's something that I need to do as part of my career. And then I also know that that sets us up for more success later on down the road, so we can do other things together, because we'll have money to do those things and security, and we can look to a future and that kind of stuff. Same thing. Same thing the other way around, right? When Ford is working, I almost said
You would have
almost
had to
said the real
bleep
one.
it out.
I know.
You would have had to, that's your job.
But when Ford is working, I know that in a theater setting, it's usually going to be 6 days a week. The hours are going to change depending on whether they are in rehearsals, in tech rehearsals, in dress rehearsals, or in full show runs. And I know that sometimes I just need to make time in my schedule to whip up a batch of mashed potatoes so that they're ready when she gets home and she can have a spoonful before bed, and 4 bowls full before bed. But
You
like,
are a weird
you know,
creature. You know that, right? Very weird.
I am a very special flower.
That is
but like,
starchy. A starchy flower.
but there's like a give and take there that you would expect.
Yeah.
And I think in the book, Dani doesn't know how to how do I say this? Dani doesn't know how to make space for a relationship while still pursuing a career.
Mm.
And I get that. You know, when I was going through my MFA program, I also didn't date. So I was focused on getting the work done. I had just moved out to California. I was trying to build a reputation for myself and start my own career and all that kind of thing. And I just knew that that was where my focus was. It didn't mean that I was never going to date. In fact, I met Ford in my last year there, and we started dating in the last 6 months of my MFA. But that was certainly not my goal going in was to not date, and then it happened anyway.
Yes.
But
You
it's a
are
give and take, and
a ruiner of his free time.
false, incorrect. She's a supporter of my free time. She's constantly finding other things for me to do with my free time.
One would say that's ruining. I will never interject myself into his free time because there's books to read.
That's true.
So, okay. Well, just love and profession. Yeah. Ditto. As we are I'm looking at a different phase of my career, and he is making space for that, and he's encouraged me my entire career to go for the bigger projects, the better paying projects, to ask for more money, to word this thing more directly and not with I would like to do this thing, and just be like, we need this. So the biggest champion in my career is this person sitting beside me. So
Yes.
There is a trophy ceremony later.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everyone gets a trophy.
Mine's bigger than his, right?
You guys are gonna need to take that off screen, is all I'm gonna say.
I mean, for those who are curious, it is.
All right.
I'm just gonna.
That's a good idea. Do you wanna take us to cinnamon rolls? It's a good
do you
transition.
want to answer the question?
No,
oh my god! I saw a meme. I saw a meme the other day that was wonderful, or somebody's post, and they said, I love the clit of the cinnamon roll. And I thought it was wonderful, and it made me think of you guys, and so there, I've thrown it out there. Enjoy that. What were we talking about? One trope or another?
No. I can't. I genuinely can't unthink that. And now, is it the middle
And
bit?
you know what it is. Yeah, it's the middle bit that sticks up a little.
No, I know. I am aware of what a clit is. I am less aware of what a clit of a cinnamon roll is.
I was describing the clit of a cinnamon roll. Oh. Wonderful.
Am I pansexual for really liking the clit of a cinnamon roll?
It's so good, right?
It's
Everyone
so
knows
good.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's the best part. The absolute best part. All right. So, cinnamon roll male leads.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
go to that.
Uh-huh.
Yep. We don't see him very often. I guess let me modify this. Did it appeal to you as a reader, and why do you think it's not a popular character trope? So cinnamon roll, tough on the outside, gooey on the inside.
Thank you. I was about to
Uh,
ask what the
Yeah, yeah,
'cause,
yeah. So he's big and he's burly, and you like would not want to just punch him if you saw him on the street. But he
Please don't
reads
punch
romance
people.
novels. Please don't punch people on the street. Like you wouldn't want to start a fight with this guy. But he reads romance novels and he helps kids. Like he's just a very generous soul. So that's a cinnamon roll.
got it.
And
Cool.
he brings her to orgasm multiple times before he even reaches for a condom.
That has nothing to do with being a cinnamon roll, but we know what's important.
I've had cinnamon rolls. I don't know that they were that good. But I mean,
Yeah, the cinnamon rolls I've ever had always go in a condom first.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
Just right into the
I mean,
condom.
seriously, you
and then-
want to make sure he's food safety.
I don't want to get
Yeah.
my hands sticky. Is the
Yeah,
thing.
seriously,
I don't want to get
yeah.
my hands all gooey.
Yeah.
But you don't put the clitoris in a condom.
You put it in wax paper?
No, I eat that first,
Oh, okay.
right? Because I'm a gentleman. And then I put it in a condom.
Yeah, that is accurate. You have the right order of operations.
There we
I
go.
feel like you've got it covered.
Yeah.
I gotta go.
I'm sorry.
Blushing? I feel like
We-
I'm blushing.
It's okay. Your lighting makes it
It's
look
just the
very
tea.
even.
Okay, excellent.
I do feel like in the years since we've started talking about cinnamon rolls, we have read quite a few more books that have emotionally available leads. And honestly, that is how I would describe a cinnamon roll, is an emotionally available lead, right? Someone who can clearly and accurately tell them how they feel, what they want, and listen to your needs and how you feel and what you want. And in case you want more clarification or possibly less, we did do a mini-sode called Cinnamon Roll, so you can listen to that.
It's very good.
Would y'all describe yourselves as cinnamon rolls?
Is this like asking someone what nickname they would give themselves? I feel like,
I mean-
would you describe us as cinnamon rolls?
Not. I don't. What nickname would you give yourself, though? No. Okay.
Sweet from you.
That's not a nickname. That's your drag name.
That would be my drag name for sure.
That is an awesome drag name. That is
Right?
an awesome drag. Yes.
So good.
Yes.
And I'd be from Manhattan.
Oh!
Oh my god, it's awesome. I love it. On every level, this is amazing.
I got the Manhattan joke from our friend Steve the other night. But yeah.
Excellent.
Fantastic.
I would describe you as a cinnamon roll if you didn't smile so much.
I'm more of a golden retriever, I think.
He's the golden retriever of human beings. Yes.
But I am big, like
Like
broad-shouldered,
like a golden standard doodle.
barrel-chested.
The people can see.
Not on the podcast. In case you're only listening to the podcast, I look like who's a celebrity that I look like? He plays Wolverine? Hugh Jackman. I look like Hugh Jackman if he were blonde and pudgy around the middle. But like same barrel chest and shoulders. I'm not super tall. Yeah.
You're
Pretty hairy.
I'm sorry,
There you
you're
go.
not super tall? Are we comparing ourselves to 7 foot tall people now? What's happening here? You're like twice
babe.
my height.
I think both y'all are taller than me
Yeah,
too.
but
So
you're little.
I am.
no. I believe Sky is average height
What?
for a woman.
But you're so small.
That is what happens when you're average height.
Oh no.
We're gigantic humans.
I'm
It's true.
5'10", and I've never been called gigantic.
that
Not in height, anyway.
Damn.
hey-oh.
Oh.
Zinger.
No, that wasn't a dick joke. That was a belly joke. Shoot.
Your Midwestern nice has ruined it again.
I think the
And
number of
moving right along.
I think the number of jokes that refer to genitalia in this episode is the drinking game.
Excellent. Get
I-
turned, y'all.
Whoa, yes. Join us into a program already in progress.
So
Excellent.
I don't know that I would describe myself as a cinnamon roll. Feel free to disagree with me. I'm kind of more of a yes man.
I am not sure that's a trope, but okay.
No,
Is
I'm
it
trying
not?
I mean,
feel like-
not in romance. Maybe in a heist movie.
I've got it. You're a stern brunch daddy.
Yeah.
So okay. So
That's how I think of you.
I needed clarification on this too. It's the angry one from Ted Lasso.
Coach Beard?
No, the footballer.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Roy Kent.
Roy
Yeah, I
Kent.
can be Roy Kent.
Be Roy Kent. I'm more of a Coach Beard, I think.
Yeah.
Oh,
I've
you fucking
seen you-
wankers.
Yeah, there you go.
I've seen you be like a very direct, like, dad. I've seen you in dad mode, and I've seen you be a very loving and caring dad. And so stern brunch daddy fits for me.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, if you listen to the mini-sode about cinnamon rolls, you will hear me say that I think that is just a title that was given to people who are decent humans, and that I don't think a title should exist for being a human. You just get to human. So I disagreed with the whole cinnamon roll premise.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a very contentious mini-sode.
Yeah.
Lots of hot takes.
There were
Mhm.
lots of hot takes. Very much so. Discussed behind the scenes as well.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Finn, this question. Break it down for me.
It's very long. I'm sorry. So both characters get advice from other people in their life when things go wrong. In the story, when things are going poorly, there's not a whole lot of internal dialogue or debate that we hear from them. And when we do, it's just them reaffirming the thoughts that already got them into trouble in the first place. So I think that that's a pretty standard tactic in storytelling, because it shows people the error of their ways, and it's a good metaphor overall, or a good symbol. But I think it's far more common for people to, but then they also reach out, or friends of theirs come in and say, "Hey, you're off your rocker. You need to fix this. You are the wrong one here. You're thinking of this in the wrong way. Stop fucking it up." Right? Like, you're ruining a good thing. Get out of your head. Go fix it. And I think that's really cool. And I don't know that we see it very often in the real world. I think we see people, especially tying back into the social media thing, just sort of finding an echo chamber or having arguments in their head that just reaffirm the thing that they're thinking. So when you're in a fight with somebody, do you make it a habit to discuss that fight with other people? And do you listen to that with an open mind?
Sure, but in many ways, isn't that also going to an echo chamber?
Not necessarily. I mean, it would depend on who you bring it to, right?
That's a fair point.
So there the saying is this person is my ride or die, and I feel like that means this person is the person that I tell my shitty decisions to, and then they go, "That was shitty. Here's how we get out of it." And Ford is my ride or die. I have so many times been like, "This is my shit," and the response was, "Well, that is shitty. These are the steps that other more regulated people would take in this moment. So maybe do one of those. Maybe." And
This is so exciting for me.
but there's been so many times I'm like, this is happening. I've just unloaded my entire truckload of shit show on your doorstep. Please unpack and then repack into the truck, but now in a better way.
I'm very excellent at packing.
It's
I would
true.
have to say, you too are my ride or die. When he told me he was going to write this question, I was like, I feel attacked. I feel like
Wow.
Finn is trying to get into our secret personal business guy, and he's trying to like hop on our polos
Whoa.
and find out what we're talking about.
Dig.
Didn't know.
I didn't know. No,
Didn't know.
I just, I think, first off, I think that having that relationship with somebody, whoever it is, takes a lot of trust, too. Because, especially if you're in that mindset of being upset about something already, I think it's hard to take criticism, like constructive or not, you know? So that's remarkable. I think that's very cool.
Yeah. It takes trust to say it too. Like I know that I'm sometimes very nervous about how I will be judged or perceived, but to be better and to get better, I have to put it out there, and yeah, we've built this trusting relationship. I'm still can't get over this because you just started calling me your BFF, and now I'm your ride or die. I'd like.
You've
This
just
is the
now
best
started
year
calling
ever.
it out?
Yeah.
Just now? Yeah. What's
Damn.
Like this year.
I'm sorry, I am a completely emotionally unavailable rock, so we're working on it.
I feel like Adam and I knew long before. This is like when your kid comes out to you and you knew like for
Yeah.
years.
Yes.
She's my BFF. Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Durham.
Cool.
Amazing. Look,
But
like,
I
do y'all have those people?
Yeah.
I don't anymore. I moved away from my BFF, but it's, you know, it is what it is. Now it's Milosh.
So wait, you take advice from the cat.
Isn't that who you're supposed to take advice from?
I mean, he inconsistently buries his poop, so, you know, half the time.
Well, then I'll take half his advice.
There you go.
Excellent.
There you go. That's good.
Is his advice lick your own butthole?
It is a lot, and I'm not flexible enough. You know, I try, and damn it, it's just.
I feel like the other piece of advice from the cat is lay in the sunny spot and shut
Now
up.
that I do a lot, and I'm good
That's
at that.
pretty good.
That's an
Right.
excellent.
That's pretty great advice.
That's solid advice right there. So not that I'm telling you to shut up. I'm just saying that that's what the cat would say.
Amazing. Do we want to take our break early? Take our break here and come back with our last bit of questions and our hot takes and our
Absolutely.
I don't know, last perspectives? Perspectives?
Oh, well, definitely the perspispice.
Excellent.
I have a lot of people I bring my troubles to.
Oh,
I trust a lot
no,
of people.
we're done with this question.
All right.
Oh! All right. Well, I was underprepared for this, so stand by. I'm going to cue this up, and I will see you guys in a tiny bit.
Okay, we're going to take an intermission right here. When we come back, we're going to break down our favorite moment from the book.
And discuss our ratings and if this book made us want to get naked.
Please enjoy this message from one of our friends in the podcasting world.